Hi, I'm Ian Pettigrew from Kingfisher Coaching and from Hope is a Strategy. A lot of my work is around helping people find hope for themselves and supporting leaders to help their teams find and sustain hope. The focus tends to be all about increasing hope, but that begs the question, can hope ever be a bad thing? Can we cause problems by turning the dial up too much? The short answer is yes, we can. And I'm going to explore two situations where we see the dark side of hope, where we actually have too much of it. Firstly, false hope. False hope is an unrealistic expectation of a positive outcome. The simplest example is sitting there hoping to win the lottery when you haven't even bought a ticket. That's false hope, as you're hoping for something that is never going to happen. Hoping for anything where you're not taking the action to make it a reality becomes false hope. And we've got to be really careful not to promise a positive outcome where it isn't 100% guaranteed. That's why you'll hear A&E doctors talk about a patient receiving the right care or being in the best place, rather than a misplaced promise or guarantee that they will be fine. Hope is really powerful. We've got a lot of research about the positive power of hope in cancer patients, for example, but it's always important that it doesn't tip into false hope. And secondly, the related topic of toxic positivity. This is where we are relentlessly positive and we spread false hope where it isn't warranted. Toxic positivity comes with a whole range of platitudes, such as everything happens for a reason and you've got to stay positive. With toxic positivity comes the suppression of concerns, this attempt to invalidate any concerns or any negative feelings. We've got to have a relentless focus on it's going to be okay and everything's great. I see this in politics all the time. I see it in organisational restructures a lot. And I saw it on Netflix recently. I was watching a documentary about the Fire Festival, the doomed festival that made the news for all the wrong reasons, with the supposedly VIP catering that was soggy sandwiches. On Netflix, it kept showing one employee who was constantly expressing concerns. They were highlighting all the things that needed to be paid attention to, and they were ignored. Firstly, his concerns were dismissed with something along the lines of, we're a solutions-based organisation, not a problems-focused one. And then eventually, he was fired. High hope organisations embrace challenges and increase hope as a result. Suppressing anything perceived as negative, that's toxic positivity. So, yeah, hope is really powerful and impactful, but we've got a problem if we have too much of it and it tips into false hope or toxic positivity.